You're listening to the Night Demon Network. Go to nightdemon.net/subscriber to unlock more exclusive content.
Hello and welcome to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. I'm your host Nesbit, and this week we pick it up on the road in the fall of 2024. Night Demon on tour with the legendary King Diamond. It's October 31st, Halloween. Halloween with Night Demon in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the King Diamond Tour.
So the next night of tour, we finally come to Halloween, which is obviously our favorite holiday of the year and the best night to play a gig. And when you're playing with King Diamond, I mean, what else could be right? So we're actually playing in Boston on Halloween for this tour at a venue called Roadrunner.
All Hallows Eve, Halloween, October 31st, Boston, Massachusetts, at a venue called Roadrunner. This is back to one of those kind of new, fancy, newly built venues in like one of those kind of shopping complex kind of things, So, a little bit of ambiance in the place. They actually kind of did it up kind of cool, make it look a little bit less sterile than a lot of these newer kind of venues, that are just basically like glorified warehouses or something like that. So yeah, man, Halloween night, fuck yeah.
Another big ass room, not seated, which is cool. Never been to this club before. I gotta say, New England is my favorite part of the United States, and it definitely has kind of a spooky vibe already. So to be there on Halloween was fucking awesome. This was a very cool show. We had a very special set planned, and we had some other kind of fun things planned too. So, couple things. First of all, King Diamond had been playing a new song, or a couple new songs, I think, on this tour. And one of them was unreleased, and he didn't have any lyrics to the song. All he had was the chorus. And every night before he played the song on tour, he would tell the audience that he didn't have the words. And I thought, man, that's kind of embarrassing for him, but it's kind of cool that he was honest about it, at least. But so we had been hearing the song every night, and we had decided that we would write lyrics for him. So Laura kind of spearheaded that and wrote some really good stuff. It's based on electroshock therapy. So she did a lot of research, and, her being the lyricist for Night Demon, she's very good at that. And then she kind of ran it by us in the van, and we all pitched in our ideas and kind of came up with the lyrics for this song for him.
I had been very excited about the Halloween show in Boston for a while, and it's not just because it's Halloween and I'm a spooky person. It's because we had been like working on and talking about these King Diamond lyrics for a while. So I mentioned before that on this tour, King Diamond had been playing, I think, 2 new songs, but one of them was called Electrotherapy. And he really hadn't decided many of the lyrics aside from Electrotherapy, and the rest he didn't really seem committed to. So we thought it would be really cool to like write lyrics and present them to him. So I had been, working on this on all the drives in the van and stuff, and then sort of shared my stuff with Jarvis and with Brian, and we tweaked some of it then and came up with a set of lyrics that, I think are pretty awesome. But we decided that Halloween would be the night to give them to him. And the reason being that the whole premise of King Diamond's tour was St. Lucifer's Hospital. So, he's like talking about shock treatment and stuff, and he was talking about like the 1920s, that it's a 1920s hospital. So when I was doing a first draft on the lyrics, I sort of looked into the history of like shock treatment. And there's like a few people who were involved, but one of the key figures in it is this Hungarian psychiatrist. He was called Ladislas Meduna, and he initiated this like convulsive treatment. It was like he would repeatedly induce grand mal, like epileptic seizures for the treatment of psychosis. Now I realized on the tour that he died. It was in 1964, but he died on Halloween night. And that was 60 years to the day before this Boston Halloween show. So, in the preceding days, we had the lyrics sort of done and all that. So I typed them up in the Boston green room. Jarvis got them printed out, I think, by the venue. And there was like tea and coffee facilities there, so we don't have enough to bloody do, but I grabbed a bunch of tea bags and I did, the sort of like aging the paper, and then like burned it around the edges and got it all dried out. And so we got to present them with like, not just like lyrics, but they were like presented really cool, on this like creepy old sort of found in a drawer paper.
So she actually hand wrote it and burnt the ends of the pages and made it look all spooky and cool and aged, and put it in an envelope addressed to him. We were going to present it to him Halloween night.
Ultimately, he didn't have to use them. He didn't even have to look at them, but it was just like a really cool experience to work on something like that and create something for like an artist that you admire and be able to have a backstory and a reason to things and present them on Halloween night. That's right. We actually, I drafted a cover letter for it too, just explaining, hey King, this is why, here's the why that this is being put in your hand tonight. So, that was a really special thing. And you know what, even if it doesn't become sort of canonized in a King Diamond album, that was a really special thing to be part of.
So, cool idea here. We've been kind of thinking, what are we going to do Halloween? It's always fun to do something, dress up or whatever, even though it's not really like much of our kind of thing with this band. We kind of keep it pretty straight with the clothing, nothing too flashy or, anything like that. But I had to bring it up, and, we started talking about it, and, it was like, oh, what do we do? Do we rehash? Do something we did before, Misfits, whatever. Nah, boring. And then I don't remember who came up with the idea, but I think I might have had something to do with it. But we talked about all dressing up as the king, or at least doing our face makeup as King Diamond, but also doing different eras, because his makeup has changed over the years. So
another cool thing about this show is that Armand's sister Marcella was in town, and she's a fantastic makeup artist. So we decided that we were going to paint our faces as a band, as King Diamond, and go out and perform like that. And we were each going to do like a different era of King, because he's had different makeup throughout the years.
Halloween night with the king. It doesn't get any better than that. We had to do something, obviously. So, what better thing to do than dress up like King Diamond on Halloween when you're opening for him? So that's exactly what we did.
So backstage, yeah. So, my sister actually flew out that weekend to hang out in Boston. So, I had her come to the show, and she used to be a makeup artist, or, I guess still is, even though she doesn't do it technically full time. So, of course, I roped her in on, doing our makeup, or at least helping out. So I had her pick up some of the stuff we needed on the way. Because again, we're on the road. It's tough to stop at places and buy stupid shit that we, isn't part of the normal schedule. But we pulled it off, and before the show, we got done up in our makeup, and fucking pretty cool. And we all picked whichever was our favorite kind of look, and went with that.
So I did kind of like the classic Merciful Fate style. Armand kind of did like a custom thing, I think like an even old school version of it. And Brian did like the very first King Diamond kind of basic stuff, like raccoon eyes thing, but it looked really cool.
All three of us, had our faces painted like King Diamond, and different eras of King Diamond. I had to go for the original Merciful Fate EP era of makeup is what I chose. That's my favorite.
But before we did that, and I think we might have talked to him, we were like, what, we should probably run it by him. Because, I don't know. Is that something cool? Would that be offensive to him? I don't know, So let's run the idea by him beforehand. I think we had done that the night before or something like that, just so we knew and we could be prepared. And lo and behold, he fucking loved the idea, of course. Yeah, great idea, guys. Let's do it, man. And that's my best King Diamond voice. But yeah, he was super into it. So we got the okay from the boss, and
I did that. And after the show, after we played, King was actually doing a photo shoot that day with his band, and we were able to come in and take a professional photo of us with him. And when we walked in, he pretended to be scared by us. And so we all looked pretty scary.
I remember we saw King on the way out, and everybody was like tripping out and just laughing, and it was pretty cool, pretty hilarious.
They had a pro photographer backstage, so it was kind of like a portrait thing that was set up, and we got really lucky that had happened. I want to thank Jenny from 5B Management for hooking that up. But that was just a really cool thing to do. And I think he was a bit taken aback by it. King was, and he was really stoked on it. I don't think he recognized that it was us at first. But yeah, it was cool to capture that moment.
So that was probably the coolest Halloween I've ever had and might ever have. And I have to say there are two pretty, I don't know what word I'd say, like iconic moments that I feel like I've experienced in my travels, and one of them I would say is seeing Michael Schenker perform Lights Out in London, and the second one would be from this night when I saw King Diamond play Halloween on Halloween.
So that made the night a little bit special. Yeah, and then our great buddy Jason Adele from Rhode Island, good friend of ours, slept at his house many times, has been coming to see the band since the early days. He made some really cool special Halloween kind of themed hoodies for the band, some merch that he brought out and gave to all of us, kind of individual little presents. So that was nice of him. He's a great dude. Always good to see him, see some family, and celebrate All Hallows Eve.
Now, another thing that we did, we made custom Halloween shirts for this. So we made the Rocky EP shirts on orange, and put the date and Halloween on the back, and also some custom hoodies that our friend Jason made for us. So that was another cool thing to have, and those sold really well that night. So the set was pretty cool. Prelude, Outsider, Screams of the Night, Dawn Rider, so we're bringing Dawn Rider here in place of Hallowed Ground, The Howling Man, The Chalice. Then we played Halloween, the Misfits version. So Misfits cover of Halloween, then closed with Night Demon. It was a cool Halloween night. A lot of people had some good costumes on. Saw some friends. But it was great. And it was another thing where, you know, I'm glad we're the kind of band that can change up a set like that, or pull out a cover, or dress up and do something special for Halloween.
At the Halloween show in Boston, some friends of the guys had come out, including Nikki, who is a really amazing girl. She does a whole bunch of stuff. Like, she works with wildlife, like wolves and all kinds of stuff. Super cool. But amongst her things, Nikki works at one of these like outdoor, would you call it like a haunted hayride maybe? It's called Haunted Overload. And obviously, with it being Halloween season, you know, they were just kind of winding down. This was now the 1st of November. So Nikki invited us out to go see this place. We were doing another Boston show that night with Cirith Ungol, so we had to go during the daytime. But honestly, the place is so scary that I was actually quite glad to be there during the day. But yeah, just like the caliber of like what they've built out there is incredible. These like huge full buildings and haunted houses and structures, and, you know, giant screaming skeleton heads that you can walk into and stuff. So cool. So yeah, it was a great photo op actually. I think they didn't do band photos because Armo wasn't there, but we basically brought the Rocky costume, and I put that on, and so there was like this area of it that had got these like a whole bunch of giant Grim Reaper figures. They were, all like 10, 12 foot tall. So we got Rocky looking like a wee midget in the middle of those. But yeah, super cool. Just wee excursion for the day, Really good tour stop off. So thank you so much, Nikki, for organizing that.
And then I think after that, man, we just, again, we were staying in the same town, in Boston. I remember my sister had a cool hotel room at this place down in Cambridge where we were going to have, I think, the next show with Cirith Ungol. Yes. I do remember that day, since we stayed in town in Boston, I took a trip out to Salem for the day. Salem, Massachusetts, home of the witch trials and all that good stuff. We had some time in the morning. We didn't have to be at the venue till, probably 4 o'clock or something like that. So that was cool. Got to go out there, check that out right after Halloween. The vibes are still there, spooky vibes and all that cool shit. There's like a little train that goes out there, like takes like 30 or 40 minutes, from Boston. So cool little sightseeing excursion there. And then back to work with the Ungol guys.
So the day after Halloween, November 1st, we have a day off from tour because on November 2nd, we're playing in Montreal, Canada. But do we take a day off? No, we don't. Cirith Ungol had stayed in town, and we decided we were going to book a show in Boston. So we played in Cambridge, which is a suburb of Boston.
Cambridge is very famous for, the university there and really kind of an expensive area. But there's this really cool venue there. It kind of takes up the whole block of this little street. And it's kind of got these like Middle Eastern themes, like you're in Egypt or something, or like some kind of Saudi Arabian prince's, bar or something like that when you're inside. So kind of cool. But there's a few venues. I think there's one in the front that's really small for like, maybe solo artists or whatever. And then I think there's something downstairs. And then there's the one that we played in the main hall, which is kind of a, again, around 500-600 probably capacity.
The one thing that is kind of unfortunate about New England, many of you know about the Great White Fire that happened in West Warwick, Rhode Island, about 25 years ago, where 100 people died. We actually had some friends that had survived that fire. It's something that's been very close to my heart. I believe I've talked about it on the podcast before. I became obsessed with that fire for a long time, just kind of doing my own investigations, wondering what went wrong. It was just such a tragic thing. But since then, the laws in New England, basically, unless you're playing a huge venue, you're not allowed to use any fog machines because the fire alarms are so sensitive that it triggers them. And I guess, I don't know, there's something about basically the concern over fire is heightened in New England because of that incident. Backdrops that you hang need to be fireproof, and you need to show proof of a fire certificate when you do that. So we've been used to that. So not having fog at a show actually probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is. And especially with lighting, lighting does not look as good, especially with the current technology of LED lighting. It just doesn't look that great on stage. So here's the Cirith Ungol show with no fog, but it was great.
So yeah, another packed show for those guys. I think it was sold out or close to being sold out, if not. And again, we had our friends Sanhedrin joining us and providing the backline gear and all that good shit. So hats off to them again. Everybody should check them out. They're a really good band. And hopefully get to catch them on the road sometime. And we do more with them in the future. I'm sure we will. So Middle East. But just another killer show with them, man. I mean, this is at this point, playing with those guys. It's like, all right, we're we're in a good place. You know, I feel really comfortable playing all the songs. You know, it's starting to feel like, I really feel like it's, you know, my band now, you know. So that's always a good feeling, and happy to be that way and to rock it out.
Well attended. I'm glad we could do that and the New York show on our days off. I mean, we really capitalized. The whole year of 2024 was just insane, and we were just going as hard as we can and filling our time on days off with productive things like a Cirith Ungol show or things like this. But that was really good. That was a fun night, and we were back on the road very early the next morning. Sent the guys to the airport, and we were on our way to Montreal.
Well, that's it for this week and the King Diamond Tour. Pretty action-packed Halloween in Boston. There's a video of the guys on stage in their King Diamond makeup in the subscriber section on nightdemon.net. There's pictures of the King Diamond lyric sheet, pictures from Haunted Overload, the guys doing the Misfits cover. Tons of bonus content this week. I'll remind everyone again, like I always do, of all the bonus content that's available to Night Demon subscribers, hundreds of live tracks, galleries, shows, unreleased tracks. Check out nightdemon.net for all info about Night Demon. Until next week, this is Nesbitt signing off.
Thanks for listening to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. Head over to nightdemon.net, click on the subscriber tab, and sign up to access exclusive weekly bonus content. If you would like to donate to support the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, you can do so through PayPal at paypal.me/nightdemonmetal. Additionally, if you have not already done so, please subscribe, like, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All hail, Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. This is Dusty Squires chiming in to tell you about my brand new signature sticks from the London Drumstick Company. I've dreamt of having my very own drumsticks ever since I was a wee lad, and LDC made that a possibility for me. Founded in 2016 in London, England, the birthplace of heavy metal, the London Drumstick Company has trailblazed a path through the music industry and taken the drummer world by storm. When I met them for the first time, They knew their product was going to withstand the beatings of a Night Demon show. They took the time to work with me on getting everything just right. The balance and weight of my sticks are the same no matter what, and the durability is bar none the best I've ever had. I know my sticks will last through the set night after night. I'm truly honored to work with a company that caters to their players the way LDC does. Their innovation and attention to detail is what separates them from the rest of the stick makers out there. Their custom stick sleeves are unbelievable and really make the entire presentation complete. Wait until you see the design they came up with for me. It blew my mind and was a surprise to say the least. They have all kinds of amazing swag, including hoodies, t-shirts, drummer shorts, drum keys, stick bags, towels, face masks, practice pads, and much, much more. Even if you're not a drummer, you can be a part of Demon history and order my brand new signature sticks direct from their website. How cool is that? And to top it off, the London Drumstick Company are giving an exclusive offer to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. Go to londondrumsticks.co.uk and receive a 15% store-wide discount using promo code DEMONSTICKS. All capital letters, no spaces, Demon Sticks. DEMONSTICKS. I can't thank everyone there enough for the opportunity to be a part of their family and for them trusting me with their amazing products. See you metal maniacs on the road very soon. And yes, the wood chips will be flying.
Greetings, boils and ghouls. This is your comrade, the Crypt Keeper here, reporting dead from the sanctuary of the strange. Tonight's macabre myth is a fright-filled feature, one overflowing with monsters, madness, and magic.
Visit our website at monstersmadnessandmagic.com to stay up to date on all the dark dealings within the sanctuary of the strange. Enjoy the show.
Hey Metalheads, I'm Mark and I host the Metal Forge. Let me tell you about the show. The Metal Forge features the best underground metal from all over the world. We spend every week with a different artist with interviews, in-depth conversations, and most of all, the music. We also feature audience interactivity where you can submit your questions to the upcoming guests. New episodes are out every Friday at noon Eastern Time at metalforgeradio.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Want to know what's going on in the world of music? Then tune in to the Nothing Shocking Podcast, a non-genre based, all-ages friendly rock and roll program. Join us weekly for interviews with all your favorite rock stars from the mainstream to the underground. You can find us at nothingshocking.libsyn.com or anywhere you download podcasts.
Okay, metalheads, you've been complaining that there has not been a channel that plays all of the heavy metal videos from past, present, and future for years and years at this point. Well, that time is over. Heavy Metal Television is back. HeavyMetalTelevision.net is the website. Go there. You can see videos playing 24/7, 365, all the time. All the best from the old school, the new school, and everything in between. Check it out, HeavyMetalTelevision.net. It is where the metal is.